Hello YouTube, my name is Panda Spider Queen. It's so nice to be here and it's my first video. You may know me on TikTok where I turn buildings into ponies, as well as do some tutorial videos here and there. I thought it'd be fitting for my first YouTube video to actually talk about My Little Pony OCs. So let's get started. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is owned by Hasbro, and I absolutely love their art style, from their characters to their backgrounds, to the point where I even took some of the buildings and was able to turn them into characters for myself. For example, I took Fluttershy's cottage here and turned it into Leafy Meadow, and I took Sugar Cube Corner and turned it into Sugar Cube. Now, there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to making your My Little Pony OC. Some of it is the mane style, tail style, color, cutie mark, whether if they're an earth pony, pegasi, unicorn, alicorn, or a completely different creature altogether. But there is one common thing throughout all the creatures in My Little Pony that need to be talked about a little bit more thoroughly, and that is the shape. Alright, as you can see here, I decided to bring up a picture of Twilight Sparkle. This will help me explain what I mean by shape. As you also can see, this is before she became an alicorn. We are not focusing on horns or wings today. We are just focusing on the body's shape. Now, what are the shapes that you see throughout her body? Well, for one thing, you might see rectangles in her legs. Here, here, and here. Well, you also might see an almond-like shape for the ear, or even a teardrop if you'd prefer. But the main shape that I see when looking at any creature in My Little Pony is circles. A lot of the characters are made of soft, rounded shapes, and that's what we're going to use to help build our OC. Now let's get started. For the first step, you will draw a circle. This will represent the head and face of your pony. Now, I can't draw a perfect circle 100% of the time. I usually use a tool in my paint program to make a perfect circle. Now, if you don't have this tool in your paint program, or if you're doing this freehand, you can go ahead and draw as close to a perfect circle as you want. It technically doesn't even have to be perfect at all because we are going to be building off this circle to make the face. Alright, the next step is we're going to draw the mouth and nose. To get started on that, you're going to draw an oval at the bottom part of your pony. Depending on where your pony is facing, it will also depend on where this oval will be. This pony will be facing this direction, so that's why I have the oval here. After drawing the bottom oval, feel free to add the mouth and nostril at this point, but you can wait till later if you'd like. As you can see, I added a simple smile and a little curved shape for the nostril. Now, in a later video, I'm planning on talking more about expressions. We all sort of know how to make a smile, which is just a curved line. But let's talk about the nostril. That's a little bit of a different shape. So how I got there is I made a little curved line like this, and then I just kind of rounded out the sides a little bit. And then I gave it a point on the other side. So one side's round and thicker than the other side. So think of it like a stretched out, curved, teardrop-like shape. Now let's talk about the ear. You can draw two different shapes to make your ear. One is an oval, like this, a little thicker at the bottom, a little thinner at the top, and then you could add a point to the top like so, or you can go ahead and make that almond-like shape right here instead. It's really up to you on what you prefer. If you feel like it's easier to do the oval with the point over the teardrop / almond-like shape, I say go for it. The last part you'll need to do for the ear is just draw a curved in line right within the ear. This will not be in the middle, it will be closer to the side. Now your next step will be drawing the eyes. A pony's eyes take up the majority of the face. Personally, I like to freehand my eyes because whenever I do the line thing for my pony's faces, I feel like I always mess up on them. But I will go ahead and add them here to give you guys an idea of what it would look like if you prefer to use them. As you can see, this top line will clip in with your ear, while this line will stop an itty-bitty inch above the mouth. It will be closer to the bottom part of your circle. And your eyes are slightly slanted, pointing closer to the mouth. Now, the next part, your pony's pupils. Where are they staring? Are they looking up or down? left or right, or at angles. Heck, they could be in completely different directions if you'd like them to be. But the main shape that you'll have for your pony's eyes is an oval. So those pupils inside will also be oval shaped, just like your eyes. Here's an example of your pony looking down at an angle, or if they're looking up. Just remember when drawing the eyes, wherever you place their pupils is where they're staring at. So if you want them to focus on something, you'll want to make sure that they are focusing on that item. So if this pony was looking at this star, you'd want to make sure it would be at a good angle for them to look at. So like here, for example, you know this pony is now looking at this star. But if the star was up here, they wouldn't be really focusing on that shape at all because they are looking to the side slightly rather than just straight up. Now, I think I talked a lot about eyes already, and let's go ahead and move on to the iris. I will probably talk more about eyes in a later video because they come in so many different shapes, colors, and different eyelashes. I would like to go in more depth on that later. But anyways, you'll draw a half oval going around your pupil to represent where the iris will be. Now, this is an optional thing. You can add this at the very, very end, or you can add them now. But you can go ahead and add circles throughout the eyes to show where the shine will be. You'll want them to be slightly in the same spot as you have for the other one. So as you can see, these two ovals are closer to the top of the eye, clipping into the iris and pupil, while this little circle right here is within the pupil itself. For this next step, it's completely optional. Your pony doesn't have to have them, but I went ahead and added eyelashes to this pony. As you can see, I added 3 curved lines onto the side of the eyes, closer to the top, but you can also add eyelashes to the bottom if you wish, if you want to give them more lashes. I will talk more about lashes when I talk more about eyes in a later video, because there are also so many different shapes and styles of eyelashes. I don't have time to go over all of them in just one video alone. Alright, that should do it for today. Please stay tuned for my next video where we'll talk about the pony's body. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching my first YouTube video. I hope to see you on TikTok as well, where you can see my building to pony artwork, as well as some other tutorial videos. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone, and bye-bye.